Hi, everybody, and welcome back to launch week of our Anatomy of Abundance book, a holistic guide to creating prosperity in all aspects of your life. I am super excited to have another one of our incredible co-authors here with me today so that I can introduce you to her beautiful spirit, her expertise, and have her share a little bit about her content in the book. So Daisy Jones Brown, thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do. What's your magic in the world?
All right, my magic. I love that. So, hi everyone. I'm Daisy Jones Brown, and I am currently a life and business coach. And what do I do that's so magical? So, the last 20 years or so, I have been working with the Air Force. I've been doing a lot of work with the Air Force in peak performance for airmen, a lot of work with resiliency. So, as a licensed professional counselor, my job really was to kind of get them where they could have peak performance in their job so they can do the mission better. So, in doing that, I did a lot of work under what we would call a comprehensive airman fitness, which
Mhm.
is the same thing as holistic healing, the holistic wellness, same sort of thing. And so we would take those individuals and ensure that every part of their being or their life is at its maximum peak. And it's sort of related to doing the 8 dimensions of wellness. And so I took that same concept as an entrepreneur, and I had done a lot of studying on weathering. And I took that same concept and I applied it to what was needed for women of color to live
Mm,
their best life.
I love that. And so, what's your brand now? Like, what is your business?
So my business is called Brown Sugar Wellness, and it's a spin-off of my wellness products, which were Born Beautiful.
Ah, I didn't know that part. Look at me
Yeah,
learning new things about you today.
absolutely.
Well, now I think also you're being a little modest because yes, those things you definitely have going on, but you also have a new certification that you just recently completed. And aside from doing the brown sugar wellness, I'm not sure if the new stuff is actually being folded into the brown sugar wellness, but tell us a little bit about that because you and I met in the Hello 7 world, the Hello 7 community. And you have since jumped all in and gotten certified. And I just want you to share a little bit about what's shifting for you right now, because it sounds like you're expanding and growing and adding to your offerings as well.
That's absolutely correct. I would say expanding all of that, jumped off the cliff, everything, everything you just said. So under Hello 7, like you said, where we met with Rachel Rogers, of course, she wrote We Shall All Be Millionaires. She's a multimillionaire herself, and she had a brand new business certification program. And I decided that I wanted to do this rigorous program, and it really was rigorous. So for the last 10 months or so, we've been diving all into business acumen, learning everything that it is about how to be a business coach. And so certification just ended. I just applied for certification. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we will be at ROI in Puerto Rico in January. We're graduating as the first cohort of her business certification program. And so from that, we learn how to take businesses, particularly small businesses, from 0 to 7 figures. And so it's very exciting to add that piece to Brown Sugar Wellness. And so actually my new program, which will be out in the second quarter of the new year, is called Boss Life Design, and it's 90 Days to Well and Wealthy.
Yeah.
So I'm adding the wealthy piece to the well piece. And so it's a well and wealthy program. Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
And what I love about it is that you really did jump all in because you had, from what I understand, recently transitioned from what you were doing for the military folks and with your psychology background into the entrepreneurship and establishing Brown Sugar Wellness. And then right when you're in the thick of creating your own company, because you live in an abundance mindset and you know that there's so much more available to you, you took that opportunity to then jump into the certification program. And most people would not have done that. Like, the scarcity mindset works in such a way that sometimes we block our blessings because we feel like, oh, well, no, the timing's not right, or I can't add this to my plate. But I just love how seamlessly, it seems, at least from the outside looking in, how seamlessly you moved from your work with the military folks into your own business, and then adding this additional component that felt so aligned, maybe not for where you were when you started, but for where you're going, right?
Absolutely. I love that you said that. It has a lot to do with where you're going, like
Yes.
how you're getting there and positioning yourself for that. And sometimes you just have to jump all in and
Mhm.
trust the process and just know it's going to work out. And yeah, definitely once you jump in, you start to see the pieces come together. And so,
Yes,
yes, absolutely. It's been a ride.
I'm sure.
Been a lot of work, but
Yeah.
it has absolutely been worth it. And I'm so excited for what's next to come.
And I'm
And I
sure you've
jumped
grown.
y'all in with this book too, because
You
this was
did.
scary. This was scary for me. Yes, it was. It was scary for me. And I thought, wow, can I really do this? But I challenged myself.
Yes.
And I just jumped right in. And once I was in and I understood it was what it was about, it helped me pull some things out of me as
Yeah.
well. So I grew as well.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad. I mean, what, with everything you had on your plate this past year while we were working on the book, what made you say yes to being a part of the book?
I felt like that I really had something to say about abundance because I think is where everything lies.
Mm-hmm.
For me, coming from a place where I know what it feels like not to live in abundance, and then being able to walk that path and end up in abundance, I feel like what I had to say and my journey would actually help someone else. And
Yeah.
so I had to do it.
I love that. Oh, I love it. And I just, every time I'm taught, like now that we're doing all these interviews with the authors and the book is out there, it's live, it's breathing, and people can actually put it in their hands. Everything just is coming to life. It feels so real. And each author that I speak to during these week-long interviews, it just warms my heart again, and my whole body lights up, just like when we did our first call and when everybody started saying yes to the project. And so, first off, I just want to stop and acknowledge that, like, we did it. We did it. And there's people out there listening right now. Some of you who have already gone out and purchased the book. If you haven't already gone out and purchased the book, visit the URL above, go.katrinawisdom.com/abundance, or visit your favorite book platform, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Goodreads, wherever you decide that you like to purchase your books. But don't just purchase a copy for yourself. Purchase multiple copies and gift abundance to those that you love. Is juicy. So, with that said, I know that I feel like for you, 2023 was the year of yes, because you were saying yes to a lot of things. So, you were living in the transition into like major abundance, right?
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the chapter that you wrote about, which was sacred self-care, has a lot to do with how you were able to navigate all of these things without driving yourself crazy or losing yourself in the process. So speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, so it definitely was the year of me saying yes to a lot of things. And so that yes came from this idea I'm going to push myself forward no matter what, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to challenge myself. And so how I was able not to drive myself crazy, I do what we call a daily 7 every day. So that helps me kind of ground myself daily And I also live in this sense of my foundation of who I really am. So I'm really big into who I am, my I am. I talk a little bit about that in the book. And so I ground myself in that and I make sure that I'm working from my core. And then I also just take the time. I love to travel. So my latest adventure was South Africa, where we went to South Africa, pushed myself, did a safari that was in the bush. And so I just take the time to actually practice self-care. I take the time to actually schedule what I need to do. I take the time to actually have a plan, try to stick to that plan so I don't get so overwhelmed. And so even though it was a year of me saying yes to a lot, I did add a lot of fun stuff in there too to keep me
Yes.
there and keep me grounded.
Yeah, and that is what abundance is all about. I think society will have us thinking that if we're not working hard, right, and we're not constantly over serving others, that it diminishes our own worth. Where in reality, it's through standing in your own worth and really serving from a place of wholeness, fullness, overflow. This is how we live in abundance. And so you're really a walking and, just a walking example of what it looks like to say yes to a lot of things, but also making sure that the things you're saying yes to are in alignment with the truth of who you are so that it's fueling you and not depleting you.
Absolutely. That is a beautiful way to say that. Absolutely. It was fueling me. So I felt like I could say more, say yes to more. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then on
Living
top
in
of
my
it, all the
truth.
travel. Yeah.
Yes. All the travel. Yeah, we did 3 beautiful places this year. Well, I did a lot of travel, but the 3 beautiful places, we did Brazil and Jamaica and then South Africa, and then we did some other traveling. And so I love traveling and what it brings out, and I can think too. I do a lot of thinking when I'm traveling.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have kind of a rule that I need to get away and, take some kind of a nice vacation. I don't even like to call it a vacation. It's just like a break, put myself in a new environment at least once every 90 days. And so most of the time that's out of the country somewhere, but minimally, if I go to Sedona or, if I go somewhere, I live in San Diego, so I kind of live in a vacation spot, but
Yes.
now, I still make it a point to go someplace else because what happens when you put yourself in new environments is that you get new inspirations, right? You can
Yes.
reconnect. And so I know for you that probably had a lot to do with just the energy, the level of energy and the level of vision that you had in 2023. It's all that travel.
It's all that travel. And I'm so grateful for it. It's all that travel. Really grateful for it. It's been a wonderful year.
Yeah.
Been an abundant year. I've
Mhm.
also grown a lot. I've learned a lot, and
Mhm.
I've connected more with myself, and which lets me connect more with others.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And I also feel like everything you've done, I'll say we as a collective within this book, because every woman that I talk to who's co-authored in this book, we've all had just this incredible 2023 where we were kind of reinventing, reimagining, like gleaning new skills, certifications, just different things like that. And everybody is positioned for the up level, right? For the expansion, for the explosion, if you will. So
Mhm,
all of the things that you invested in,
mhm.
time, money, energy, all of it, all the different ways that you invested last year they're all now going to pay off in 2024. So as great as last year felt, can you even imagine? It's like palpable how incredible this year is going to be.
Yes, yes. I'm absolutely waiting. I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat. Like I cannot wait to see what 2024 holds for me. Because as you said, 2023 have been I've been planting the seeds and watering them,
Yeah,
and they are just gonna come up next year. They're gonna be there. Absolutely.
I love that.
Yes.
For anyone out there who's listening who might be on the fence about purchasing the book, right? because I know y'all have seen it. We've been promoting the hell out of this book, right? So if for one reason or another you're on the fence, you haven't picked up the book yet, what is something that you can tell the readers that they're going to take away from this book? Why should they go purchase a copy for themselves and extra copies for friends and family?
I think everyone who picks up this book is going to find themselves in it. They're
Mhm.
going to find themselves in it either where they were, where they are now, or where they're trying to go.
Yeah.
And so I think in one of these chapters, they're going to find themselves and they're going to be able to enhance whatever they're doing in their life. It's also a book for those who maybe don't really understand. It doesn't matter where you start or where you are, that you can always get to abundance
Mhm.
and get a very good idea of what it really means to be abundance and how to create that personally for themselves. So I think anyone who finds this book, decides to pick it up and read it, which they should, they're going to find themselves in it and they're going to find themselves on the other side of it and they'll find abundance within it. I really think the framework of this book and the chapters in this book really brings abundance to life.
Yeah, and it's a guide. It's not just something that they're going to read and then put on a bookshelf.
Yes.
This is something that you go back to time after time because in your growth and evolution, you're going to be at a different step within the book, within the framework.
Right.
So I love that this is something that's going to be able to expand and grow with our readers. But what I also love is all of the different voices, the different backgrounds, the different cultures of all of us who have collaborated on this book. And the fact that, breaking news, once you purchase the book, you also have the opportunity to continue the conversation in your own book club, self-directed, or you can join our authors in our book club. So the
Yes. Super
community that's
exciting.
being gained through simply purchasing a book is outstanding. There's people, I'm realizing this more and more, that there are so many people out there who don't have access to the communities that you and I have access to. The business communities, the networks, like the support communities that help us grow and expand. So I'm excited for us to be able to bring that to everyone.
Absolutely. Along with all the free stuff they get. Oh my
Oh,
gosh. All
yes.
the stuff that
We
the
haven't even
authors are
talked about
giving away.
bonuses. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot all about them.
Oh yeah. So much wisdom in it. And you get to glean all that wisdom in one book.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing, really.
I love it. Well, as we bring this to a close, I would love for you to just tell everyone where they can go to find out more about you, to follow you, and to just eat up more of your juiciness.
Oh, absolutely. So, they can reach me on my website, which is www.brownsugarwellness.com, and that's sugar without the R. And then I'm on Instagram at Daisy Jones Brown. So I would love to have you follow me, and I
Yeah.
would love to have you check out what I'm doing. And I cannot wait for you guys to see what's coming with this business certification program that I just finished with Hello Seven and Rachel Rogers.
Yeah, I can't wait
It's
to watch your
amazing.
journey. I'm excited. All
It's
right.
amazing.
Well, thank you for joining me today. I know you have a very busy schedule, and I'm just excited. This whole week has been extremely exciting with all of the interviews and the launching of the book and the hitting bestseller and the pushing forward to hit the New York Times bestseller organically. Like, wow. I mean, we're just buzzing. So I
Yeah, Robin.
appreciate you, and I'm excited to continue on this journey. And so with that, we're going to say goodbye to everybody for now, but join us in the next interview. We will be doing interviews throughout this entire week of the book launch. So celebrate with us, share with your friends, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.